and then, based on
Right.
whatever price you gave this stuff, I would have obviously definitely way too many things in here that I really shouldn't have. This is a little bit too congested. Part numbers and shit like that you don't need for your estimate. That can come later on. And all this is, you gotta look into that as well. Okay, so anyway, that's one way to do it. The other way to doing it is exact same thing we just talked about. I'm gonna go to estimate database, and I'm gonna go to assemblies, and then I'm gonna go to flooring. What is the finishes, I guess? And let me see if this guy has anything attached to it. I'll create one. The hell with it. So, wait me a second.
He's
None
got
of this stuff
flooring. He's got flooring prep, bamboo, and something else. But I
oh
don't.
yeah,
I don't
but
know
you
if
don't. I,
those
but
are
no, no. Those are. I can tell you right now.
like I
Those
can
are
spend days going through my database deleting stuff that
just
doesn't need
taking
to
up.
be here.
All that stuff is just taking up space here. Okay, so I wanna add an assembly. I'm gonna just want to call it number 10, so it pops to the top, and it's gonna be flooring assembly. Flooring assembly. This is the other way to get them all, and you choose the one that you want. Is what we're talking about. Ready? Okay. I'm gonna bring in that formula that I just created, which is flooring. This is gonna be based on square feet, always important. The sort type I'll explain later. So I will come here.
Well,
I'm
sort
gonna
type I
go to
think would be service item, right?
yeah, but that's one way to do it. I mean, I'll show you another easy way to flooring. Okay, so I came here, and I'm gonna use bamboo, the same laminate flooring. There you go.
You wouldn't use the division though, or the
I'll
subdivision.
just show you what I'm. No, I will use the item because the item is what's going to go into the estimate. The software know which division and subdivision it came from, so I don't have to tell her.
Okay.
So if I know this laminate floor and this is going to be my area, right? Because that's what I'm looking for. And I'm going to exit out of here. So now, if I go back here, and this is a kind of always simplification, but you'll see how I can get all these guys done in one shot. So, was it under finishes?
I thought you put it
Yeah.
under.
Oh,
I thought you put it under finishes, but I know you said 10, but I thought that was the item number.
yeah. Assembly flooring, no, flooring assembly. There you go. Now, okay, so here we are. This is the one I just created, right?
Yep.
So let's say it's 1,000 square feet, and this is whatever, right? But now, what you were saying, I'm gonna have to do it to each one of them. I said, no. If you come here and you click here, you see,
Oh, they're
now you
there.
can choose whatever floor you want. So it's epoxy. Select. Now it's gonna change it, but it's the same quantity because what I chose. And that's what I was talking about when you talk about flooring. But in order to do that, we have to organize the database where all this stuff are grouped as they should be. Not, I can tell you right off the bat that that database, it's our general database. It's not a general contractor. So there's a lot of stuff in there that you really don't need. And
Yeah.
I can sit there and I can go through it, and that'll be my first, uh, my first. You can't start working with a mess. You got to clean it up first.
So basically, you're saying we need it before we can even start really creating any sort of assemblies. We're gonna have to clean up the database, right?
Yeah.
So just starting with either a whole new database or possibly have Greg go through it and delete it.
Well, I can show Greg how to do the heavy lifting, meaning I will show him how to export all this stuff, or I will do it for you and put it on a spreadsheet. And then you will go down that spreadsheet and you will take out the stuff that you know you're not going to use. And I know there's quite a bit of it in there. And then I will definitely create different formulas. He has hundreds of formulas that he's not using there. Yet again, we don't need it. So I will start, just like you said, Greg, if I'm going to do demolition, which is most of the stuff, since you're remodeling, you always got demo involved. Always. And not necessarily a bathroom, you can section it by bathroom, but think about it this way. I can have an assembly for a room demolition. Doesn't have to be a bathroom. Okay, let me show you. Oops, excuse me. room demolition, right? Now that room could be a bathroom, a kitchen, I don't care what it is, because when it comes time to estimate it, what I will do is this. Let's get me out of here.
On that last example you showed me, though, you can't pick this right here, though, right? You have to actually pick one of the items, like.
Okay, when I create an assembly, right, and I choose an item. Okay, if you want it, okay.
Well, I'm just saying it has to be an item. It cannot be a subdivision or a division, right?
Okay, why would you? Okay, no, it cannot. But
okay, I saw how it worked, but the reason why I'm asking is if you were to put it as the subdivision or division, then whatever you change in there will always be there. But what if you put an item that you end up deleting?
What do you mean by I end up deleting? There, you got me there.
Like, let's say you have bamboo flooring budget, but then down the road you delete it. Then would that assembly wouldn't work anymore because you wouldn't have that item in there anymore.
Yeah, but why would you want to delete you never want to delete anything from a database, because why would you? It took you effort to put it in there, why would you want to delete it? If you're not using, then leave it alone.
Right.
If after 2 years you never, because bamboo became extinct, you're never going to use, then fine, get rid of bamboo. But I will never delete anything from my database. Yeah. If I don't use it, I don't use it. If it's something that I'm never going to use, I'll just move it to another folder and keep it there as a, what if kind of deal. But you never want to delete anything in your database that took you so long.
So basically, when you create an assembly like you just showed me, you just want to make sure the item you select is an item that you're obviously it's gonna stick with you. Basically, like don't pick one that you might delete. Okay.
It doesn't matter. Okay, let's try this for example.
No, I understand. I get it.
You see, you could, you don't have to. And as far as you said, well, let's say you wanted to print a report for the client, right? And this is the estimate. So I'm gonna go to my reports here. View reports. I'm sorry. Report, and I wanted a division price. Division price is gonna tell me. Sorry. On that one item, right? The division is finishes, and this is the item: bamboo, flooring, budget, blah blah blah. Right? Now, when it comes, like I said, when it comes time to show this to the client, I'm trying to get out of here, but you should. Okay. I can subdivision. Let me see, subdivision price. Okay. Now my estimate is going to show you the division and subdivision. So basically, this part right here, I mean, we can kind of customize it any way you want. But going back to what we're saying, let's say that flooring is we have one assembly for flooring, but there's 4 different types of floor and 4 different parts of the house, right? Do I need to create one for each? Like the point that I'm getting is, I don't need a bathroom demolition assembly. I can have a demolition assembly and then assign to it whatever it is that I'm demolishing. For example, this bamboo flooring, I'm going to say estimate update sort type, right? So I'm going to say this is going to be, I'm going to add a sort type, okay? So I'm going to say this is going to be interior rooms. And then I'm going to sort type value, this is going to be kitchen. And then I'm going to add another sort type value, that's going to be living room, right? Now, I'm putting a floor in the kitchen, right? So I'm going to come here. I'm going to say estimate sort type. I'm going to go to interior floor. Open up. And this is going to be my kitchen. So assign to selected item. Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead here and I'm going to go back and now I'm going to do an estimate of a different floor for a different part of the house. So I'm using one assembly, right? Finishes. I said on the finish that I created this mess.
You put it under number 1 somehow. 01 up above, probably general requirements. I remember the code number, you had it up here.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Somehow I don't know where. Oh, no, it's right here. And I thought that's what.
No, it says 1010.
Right here.
Yeah,
right
here
there.
it is. There you go. I'm sorry. Yeah. So I'm going to click here, It's another assembly. It's 200 square feet. But now this room is going to take an epoxy resin floor, whatever that reason might be, right? So now I need to right click. Eliminate. So I didn't select, change, save it. Okay, obviously the reason it's pink is because I don't have a value attached to it. So now this guy, the epoxy, whatever, is going to go another part of the house. So I'm using the same assembly, but now it's going in the living room.
Right.
So when it comes time to look at my my estimate, she'll break it down from the living room, whatever room. I think I'll assign a price for this guy. Kitchen. Right? So now I have one. I can break it down like this, and I can print it the same way. So all this is just to show you that I don't need to create an assembly for, if I create one for demolition, right? That assembly could apply to any type of demolition. Let's say the assembly has how many plumbing fixtures, and you're demolishing the living room. Obviously, there's no plumbing fixtures in the living room, so just leave it blank. When you bring it in, she will exclude all that stuff out. Right. Providing you organize your estimate in this fashion, where you tell them, okay, this is for this is for that. When it comes time to print, to get a report, you can break it down. You can break down your estimate into those particular locations. Sort type, or cost type. No, it's going to be by floor. So building. What is it? The one I just constructed right now. Interior rooms. So see, the kitchen is so much, the living room is so much, and blah, blah, and so much and so forth. So right there, you can consolidate 20 assemblies into one. That's the thing. A lot of times, some of the clients are not aware of it. Wow, I could have done this without having to create 20 assemblies. So again, I'm a firm believer of the least amount to get the most out of it. It's easy for me to find items. It's easy for me to train somebody on the database, because it's not that much. If I know the software inside out, if I was going to work for you today, it would take me a while to figure out what you put everything in, and what was under what, and the logic behind it. And you don't want your employees, you don't want anybody thinking. They just basically the software. What the software is going to do is going to be you inside a computer. So the guy who's pushing the buttons is doing it just the way you want it done. Right. You don't give him the option of going left or right. This is what I want. And that's how you kind of better control of things. Yeah, exactly. So, in my views, and I'm pretty sure about this, we need to clean up that database, because it's pretty.
Is that something that you want to do? I mean, do you want to work with Manny? Because just to get, right now I can tell you for database conversions, and just to create a database with him, by using our templates, and 8 hours of consulting work, that would start at $1,495, so $1,495. Then after that, once you guys been able to kind of create, or fix, I don't want to say fix, but just update the information that you want to use, then from there, then you're obviously going to start looking into creating, working on those assemblies and working with Manny on doing that. And then that's going to be an associated cost. And we could bill that at an hourly basis, or we can have Manny give us kind of a general overview of how many hours he thinks it would take for him to build certain assemblies with you. Or maybe we can just move forward with just training with Manny, and he can just kind of go with it, through it as kind of what we've done today. But again, they're just going to be still just training hours. So you have a few different options on how to try to proceed with this. But,
do you also do custom reports, Manny?
Yeah, they can do. As far as report.
I'm saying, do you do that, or is that someone else in ProEst?
No, that's the development team. Okay. I'm pretty much the construction guy that knows how to use the software. Okay. That'll be more of a programming issue. But not an issue of thing, but
Yeah.
I can show you. I mean, whether